So a retailer came to me and asked the question, is our refund policy aligned with the financial impact of refunds on our business? This is something we did through our dashboard. Here I've got an example in the demo data on the live data, but it's a really interesting question because all retailers have to cope with this problem, and that they make a load of sales and then they know that some amount of them will be refunded. But if they don't get it right, it's very unpredictable. So therefore their cash flow gets affected, the operational processes struggle, and also they end up with excess stock. So to try and understand this, firstly, I worked out what the retailer needed to know. They want to work out, should they be holding cash back for refunds? What's the impact of refunds on their operations? How long should they give the customers to return the goods? Should they subsidise the customer refunds? And should the product margin calculations include the costs of product refunds? I'm going to now go onto the dashboard software and show you what we did to actually answer those questions and give them that view. But the first thing when we loaded up the dashboard, we looked at the overall refund rate, and here in this demo sample, it's just under 6%. This will vary very much by your sector. If you're a food or your fragrances, will be quite low, but if you're high moving fast fashion, where people typically order 2 things in 2 different sizes or different colours, for comparison, you expect that to be higher, but it gives you some idea of the proportionality and the pain of refunds for your business. To go into more detail, we then tried to look down and we went into the particular refund rates by month. And you can see we again do this against the date the product's ordered. So you can see here that there's higher refunds in the October, November. Well, November was a high refund rate, then there's another in February. But then you also have to think, actually, November is obviously the Christmas sale period. So that's a time of the year where there's a lot more sales made. Whereas in February, I don't know why there's a high refund rate, but there's probably less sales going on. So as well as looking at the overall picture, you can then break it down into dates of Black Friday if you wanted to, particular periods, and then you could trend line that. Obviously, it'd be better to give what we did in the real life, was we took a longer sample of the trend line, because at the moment we know that we're hearing anecdotally that a lot of people refund rates are lower because people are putting less in their baskets and being more careful about how they purchase. So then you want to give that a bit of weight when you're understanding your refunds compared to a period where it's a higher refund period. The next thing we did after looking at the refund rates by date was we went into individual products, and we looked at a number of products that had ever had a refund and then tried to understand those. So these were further down on this dashboard here, which is all around the products. Just flip into it. There we go. So this has got the most refunded products ever, the top 10. This graph, if you wanted it, you could pick the top 10, 20, 30, you could have the top 5. This brings back the category, because again, you might find that certain categories in your portfolio of goods being sold tend to be returned more. This report here looks at the overall picture, so you understand how many of your products got a refund rate less than 10% and so on. So you might want to look at particular issues. Also, just above it is new product tracking. So again, for each product introduced, we then looked at the number of days it was live. This hasn't come in yet because this is just sample data, but again, the number of sales and the refunds. So you can quickly understand if certain products have got a higher refund rate. Another thing we haven't got in this data set but can be used is your refund reason. If you track the refund reason and have a way of getting that into your software, you can then see what is going on that way. So that's the end of the software part, but I'm just going to come back to the screen now I'm talking, and I'm going to share the PowerPoint again. So we looked at all these different things for the retailer. We came up with all of this information, and once we'd understood all of that, we then tracked the movements in their refund rates, looked at critical sales periods such as Black Friday, looked at product refund rates, and then we looked at, again separately, at the operational costs of the refunds and the impacts, which we did by more going through they got billed by a third party, managed their warehouse distribution, so we looked at the costs that way, looked at the time, looked at the scale of the issue, and then produced a briefing report. From that, the retailer then made some decisions to tweak part of their refund policy, and every few months we revisit it in the climate where things happen a lot of the time. These are my details if you want to get in touch, find more YouTube videos, or if you want to chat or to find out more, I'm on LinkedIn and also my email address. Thank you.